The Kipping Ring Dip program is a full program to learn how to do the 3 main kinds of kipping ring dips. What you're going to experience along the program is a bunch of different positions that change with height on the rings. There's a lot of swinging positions where you're holding static with your upper body. There's moving positions. Basically anything that you could imagine with a ring dip, there is in this program. Now, one thing that's really important for you to know and understand is that using a band is very wise. If you get into a position and you cannot support the position for time or for the amount of reps prescribed in the program, then you are not going to reap the benefits. Use a band and keep it with you all the time. Anytime you go over to do the ring dip program, take a band. If your body begins to fail, use this. It's going to help. The way that we use it for any movement is going to be very, very similar. The only thing that may be different is how much slack you have in between the rings, how much rubber band you have in between the rings to assist you. I recommend that you just lay these over the top, just like this. Nothing complicated about it. And then you place your hands on top. Yes, it's going to be underneath your hand, but no, it's not going to be uncomfortable. So the idea is we want the band tight enough that the rings don't separate very far. Say, for example, I'm struggling to do a full support like this. So if I'm struggling to do a full support, it's not because I don't have the upper body strength to hold myself up. Because if you imagine if you have the parallel bar, like a dip bar, you can hold yourself up there. Well, the reason why it's so much easier to hold yourself up on the dip bar is because the dip bar doesn't separate between the bars. Unfortunately, and fortunately, the rings move. This is great for training, but it's also very difficult to get used to. If you need help on this sort of movement, you're gonna take the band, slide it through, and then just play with the adjustment. It may not be perfect every time, just drop down and tighten it up or loosen it. But I'm going to jump up now, and look, I can hold myself up much more easily because it doesn't wanna go apart. You can almost do like an iron cross, right? So whether you're doing bottom of the dip position here, the catch position, right? This is easier with the band. If you're doing half dip position, if you're doing kip swings, if you're actually doing a kip swing to, full dip, even going from here and going, you can use the band. Again, I'm gonna tell you, it's most important that you go through the movement patterns and the positions. If you don't, and you don't spend as much time as necessary in these positions, your body's not gonna adapt to it. You can slowly take the band, and if the rings were here, say here when you started, you can loosen them up. This is gonna make it more difficult. You can make them even looser. You can use just the top part and let the bottom part dangle. That way you have less band assistance here, right? But the most important thing is that you're in position for time. It's time under tension. There's a lot of stabilizing muscles that are trying to assist you in staying on top of the rings. Without giving them the proper exercise by being in those positions, they are not going to grow stronger. Use a band, the entire program, and then eventually you can go back through the program without the band, or you don't use the band until a certain point in the program and then you start using it. The skills that you need to use the band on, you just need to work on those skills. The other stuff is just building volume. You're already in position. We just want to make sure that those positions are very strong and building volume there. Use the band. It will help. You will get stronger, and you will be able to complete all the kipping ring dips that you need to by the end of the program, as long as you're patient with yourself and you don't try to be a hero and do it without the band.